Ben Ramsey is the #1 D mid in all of college lacrosse. The product out of California has dominated in his 3 years with the Irish. He was a first-team All-American in 2024 and has now been named a 2025 preseason first-team All-American. While most people think about Ramsey's lockdown defense, everyone forgets how much of a threat he is in transition. In this video, I'm going to share all of Ramsey's secrets so you can apply them to your own game. If you watch this entire video, I promise you will become a lockdown defender. Let's get into it. Here, Ramsey shows how your first step will let you win more matchups. As Ramsey approaches his man in the high alley, I want you to notice his adjustment shuffle. He wants to move slightly farther over to the left so he can be dead square with his man. Little adjustments like this make a huge difference in the success of your matchup. Ramsey has an interesting style that is well suited to a player like him that's extremely athletic. Instead of backpedaling, he sits in the square stance waiting to react. When the dodger picks a side, Ramsey takes his drop step nearly at his man instead of backwards. This works so well for a couple of reasons. First, it allows Ramsey to make contact early and dictate the dodge. As a D-mid, you don't have much length on your stick, so most of your matchups are reactionary. By doing this, you can change that. It also lets the slide know immediately where Ramsey is sending his man. Ramsey can drive his man completely off course on his dodge and ruin his shooting angle. On the rollback, watch how efficient Ramsey's change of direction is. It's one step and he's moving in the other way. Even when his man falls, he stays patient and finishes the matchup. This time, Ramsey shows how to handcuff your man into never scoring. Again, Ramsey lines up square X waiting for the contact to come to him. Instead of backpedaling, he sits and waits for the dodger to choose a side. His drop step is nearly horizontal, allowing him to make contact very early. This sent the attackman off his line and away from the cage. I want to reiterate, this style of play works extremely well for Ben Ramsey because of how athletic he is. If you don't have this level of athleticism, you will have to backpedal more and take deeper drop steps. As they ride up, Ramsey continues to apply pressure. In this position, he cannot let go for a second because that will give his man a window to shoot. Right at the last second, Ramsey jams outwards to disrupt the shot. This time, Ramsey shows how he can make it impossible for our matchup to score. I want to drill into your head how important approaches are. Look at how far out Ramsey is. He can do this because of how athletic he is, but also gives him a massive advantage. By playing his man so far out and forcing him down the alley, the midi is ridiculously far from the cage. Ramsey literally gets beat by at least 2 to 3 steps, but it doesn't matter. Since he initially sent his man down the alley so close to the sideline, the midi has no angle at the cage. Nearly every coverage, your approach and first couple steps will be the most important. If you want to work on this, check out the new GLE D-Mid Blueprint, which will give you the exact drills and steps to become an elite D-Mid. This time, Ramsey shows that sometimes you just gotta shoot. Ramsey gets an open look into the middle of the field and comes streaking down. Honestly, there isn't much to this clip, but a reminder to D-Mids that sometimes you just gotta shoot. Here, not a single UVA puller decides to slide to Ramsey. Seeing this, he obviously doesn't take that disrespect lightly and buries a goal. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen D-Mids freak out in situations like this. It's not rocket science, just shoot the ball. This time, Ramsey shows us a ground ball strategy that you never knew about. Will Lynch wins his faceoff forward and gooses it to the wing. Ramsey has the advantage here, but this pull in his right hip is preparing to throw a massive check. The other issue is if Ramsey tries to pick up the ball normally, the entire front portion of his body will be exposed. To counteract this, he comes in front of the ball, which puts his back to the pull. In this position, Ramsey can put one hand on a stick and protect the entire thing from contact to get the ground ball, giving the pull no chance to get the takeaway. Now, I can already hear youth coaches yelling at me about one-hand ground balls. I completely agree. Using a technique like this should be left to elite college players. Learn the fundamentals and then experiment. This time, Ramsey shows how hustle can win matchups. Ramsey is adjacent to the ball in this clip, but he's completely sloughed in. This is exactly how you should be playing your matchups. Being sloughed in lets you help with team defense, and then when your man gets the ball, you can extend out. When Ramsey gets the ball, he hustles all the way outside of the box to meet him. This extended approach is so important because it kills his man's shooting angle. When they move down the alley, he's so far from the cage that he has no chance of scoring. Those few extra steps out make all the difference in a coverage like this. This time, Ramsey shows the secret of why no one can beat him. Again, Ramsey is playing his man extremely far out. This gives him a bunch of room to operate and navigate things like this pick. When Ramsey changes direction, I want you to notice his initial drop step. It's slightly deeper than we've seen before. This is because he's so far out and has room to work with. That deep drop step is what lets him get below this pick and win the coverage. It's amazing how few Dodgers even get past the first few steps against Ramsey. He can almost always win a matchup within the first 3 steps. Ramsey is in for a massive 2025 season, and I can't wait to see what he does. If Notre Dame ends up repeating, I can guarantee he will have a massive part in their success. If you want to play like Ramsey, check out the brand new G Elite D-Mid blueprint on screen or in our bio. It will give you the exact drills you need to become an elite D-Mid. Thank you so much for watching.